Right, morning fellas, welcome back to another Villa on Tour video. Today I'm just going to be doing a roundup of the January transfer window, who came in, who went out, and just my general thoughts on it really. Just before we do start, I just want to plug the Reading video that went out this morning. Obviously it was 0-0, it was an awful game, but I think the video is quite good, we had a laugh, you know how it is. This has got 0-0 written all over. This is embarrassing. So, the January transfer window. I'm going to start with the outgoings. We're going to start with the ones that no one really cares about. Marrero went back to Atletico Madrid, the goalkeeper. I think he played twice against Yeovil and Burton. He was just a shocking goalkeeper. Yeah, he went out on loan again to a Portuguese club on the same day he went back, so yeah, all the best I suppose. McCormack went to Motherwell on loan. James Bree went out on loan to Ipswich till the end of the season. That's a bit of a weird one to me, because I don't know, like he played a few games when Smith came in. I think he looked bright. He's one of our brightest prospects, and I think he needs game time with Villa. Obviously it's good him going to Ipswich, he will get game time there. But yeah, I want to see him, I want to see more of him. Scott Hogan went to Sheffield United on loan. I think that's a fairly good decision. I think it's good for both parties. I mean, we've got Abraham, and if he gets injured, we've got Keenan Davis who can do a job, Codger as well. So I think it's a good decision. Sheffield United, obviously they're a promotion rival, so that's a bit of a funny one. But yeah, obviously he can't play against us on Friday when we play them because he's still owned by Aston Villa. But yeah, it just never happened for Hogan, did it? I think it was about this time last year where he hit a little bit of form. He scored about, what, 5 goals in a short period of time. But apart from that, in the 2 years he's been here, he hasn't done a fat lot, and especially in that Swansea game in the FA Cup a few weeks ago, that was just it for me. Like I said it back then, it's just not going to happen for Scott Hogan. Like, we don't play to his strengths. And I thought when Smith came in, we would have given him more of a chance, but it just hasn't happened, and that's down to Tammy Abraham just being banging form, and Hogan just isn't going to get a chance, is he? On to a couple of the young players now. Jacob Bediou went on a free to Scunthorpe. That's a strange one as well, because when we brought him a couple of years ago, I think, from Bury for £1 million, he was so highly rated, and to see him go on a free, it's a bit of a funny one. Jake Doyle-Hayes and Hepburn Murphy both went to Cambridge, that's good for their game time. Harry McCurdy went to Newport, and Callum O'Hare went to Carlisle. So that's a lot of under-23s that have gone. I think there's not going to be many players in the under-23s now, so whoever that manager is, I forgot what his name is, what's his name? Delaney, that's his name. I think he's going to be struggling for players now. But yeah, I think it's vitally important for those under-23s to go out and play men's football in the lower leagues. Obviously, under-23s just isn't quite the same as men's football. And you saw when O'Hare came on against Swansea in the FA Cup, it just, you could tell he's not quite ready. And this is going to be vitally important. We saw with Andre Green who came back, we'll get into that later, but he says he's developed as a player and he can come back stronger, and that's what we need. So, the incomings. I'm going to go in chronological order. Start with Kalinic, who we did actually announce before the January transfer window opened, but he made his debut in the Swansea game and he conceded, I think it was 8 goals in his first 3 games, which is not ideal. But even in that Wigan game we lost 3-0, he did look like a decent goalkeeper. Like, I don't think any of the goals were his fault, but he made a load of good saves there, to be fair, even though we did lose 3-0. So again, in the Reading game just before half time, if you've seen on the video, he did make a lot of good saves. So fair play to him. I think that confidence is growing game by game, and being 6'8" or whatever he is, like, he's just an absolute unit. He looks good coming for crosses. Yeah, and for £7 million, like, it's hard to see Nyland coming back in when he's fit. But yeah, Kalinic, he's only going to grow in confidence, and the only way is up for him. After that, we got House on loan from Wolves. I'm not really too sure. Obviously we haven't seen too much of him. He only played about 15-20 minutes at Wigan, again when we lost 3-0, and he wasn't great, but a lot of fans were judging him after that 20 minutes at Wigan, which is just awful. Like, how can you judge a player after 20 minutes? Like, no one played well in that game, absolutely no one, and it's never gonna be easy coming into a side that's getting pelted 2-3-0 by Wigan. But yeah, I think he's coming to be a backup centre back, and I think he's left footed as well, so it offers a little bit more balance to the defence. In terms of players coming back, we brought back Jed Steer, which again I thought was a funny one. I think he played 1 game, and that was when Nyland got injured and before Kalinic could play. So basically we brought him back to play 1 game. I do feel sorry for him because I think he was playing a lot at Charlton, and I think he's a good goalkeeper. Like, he's been at Villa for a long time, and I think his contract goes in the summer, so I think, to be fair, I think he's going to move on. But I've always liked Steer. I think he's a very, very good backup goalkeeper. Andre Green came back from Portsmouth as well. He didn't play too much at Portsmouth. I think he had an injury, but he scored a few goals, to be fair. He scored, I remember, Norwich last minute winner in the FA Cup, and he looked like he enjoyed that one. But I think he's developed a lot. He did an interview when he came back saying how much he had developed and how it's benefited him going out on loan to Portsmouth. But I think we brought him back because Balassi went. Yeah, I want to see more of him. I think he's injured at the moment. I think he's got a dodgy hamstring, but I want to see more of him. He's a youth product, so yeah, I want to see more of him. I just think he needs to, you know, tidy up his play in the final third. I think that decision making isn't quite there yet, but he definitely has the makings of a very, very decent player. Of course, Elphick came back from Hull as well, which I think was a very good decision. After the state that Bruce left us in defensively, it was absolutely shocking. So I think it's the right decision to bring Elphick back. And he has looked good since he's come back. Obviously, he got thrown straight in with Chester, and Chester not being fit, it wasn't going to be an easy job for Elphick, but he's put a shift in, and especially against Reading, he looked very, very solid. He hit the crossbar, he nearly scored on Saturday, but him and Mings look absolutely phenomenal. They were great yesterday, really, really good. Again, he's that leader at the back that we have been missing. I think he was captain of Bournemouth when they got promoted, so he's got that leadership, and that's something we've been missing when he wasn't there. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The deadline deals. Going into deadline day, we've made 2 signings. It wasn't the most enjoyable transfer window before deadline day. We hadn't done too much. I didn't expect it to go this late into the transfer window. I did expect us to sort our signings out before deadline day, but we did it. That's what matters. I think all in all, the deadline day was a fun one. It was one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. Obviously, I think Mings was the one that everyone was sure about. On Mings, I think he was really, really good at Reading. He's 6'5", he's an absolute unit, and I think I put out a tweet saying from set pieces with that Horahan delivery and Tammy and Mings, who are 6'4" and 6'5" respectively, I think we're going to be a real threat from set pieces. He was so good at Reading. He wins everything in the air, but there was a bit of controversy when he did accidentally. Was it on purpose? I don't know. I think it was accidentally, but he stood on Nelson Oliveira's head against Reading, and Nelson Oliveira's head is not in a good way. But I don't think he'll get banned for it. As I said, I don't think it was on purpose, but he looks like an absolute unit, Tyrone Mings, and I think there's an option to buy there as well, so don't quote me on that, but I think there is an option to buy. But yeah, from even on his debut, he looked phenomenal, and hopefully, I thought he was a left back, to be fair, but he did play centre back against Reading, and him and Elphick look like they've got a really decent partnership. So hopefully he keeps his place, because he does look like a very, very good player. Next up, Frederick Gilbert, Guilbert. I don't know. I've never done French, so I don't know. I've never heard of this geezer, but it was a bit of a weird one. I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, you see these compilations on Twitter and stuff, you know, he looks like he loves a slide tackle. Like, the whole minute compilation was just pure slide tackles. But he's 5'10", so he's a fairly big lad for a right back. Apparently he's good going forward, good going back, so that's exactly what we need. I think, obviously he's been loaned back as well to Cannes, whatever it is, in France, till the end of the season, and then he'll come in permanently in the summer. I think that's a good decision, because we've got El Mohammadi and Hutton at right back at the moment. I think Hutton's going to go at the end of the season. El Mohammadi, it's just not happening for him. I don't think he's going to be here next year, so hopefully him and Bree will be competing for a right back spot next year, which is good. Obviously he's a young player as well. I believe he's 24 or 25, so he's got decent potential, I'd like to think. The final transfer on deadline day was Tom Carroll from Swansea, again on loan but with an option to buy. It was a funny one, this, because it was announced at 11:30, and this, if you're on Twitter on Thursday night, you would have seen the whole Leroy Fer thing that was going on, and that was just a complete mess. I've got no idea what's happened there. Apparently we were trying to sign both Fer and Carroll, but I don't know what happened. I've seen some reports saying Villa pulled the plug on the Fer deal, but then I've seen other things saying Swansea didn't want it to go ahead, so I don't know. But end of the day, we got Carroll in. Yeah, he's 26, he's scored 3 goals in about 9 years, I believe, but I don't think that's his thing, scoring goals. If you watched his interview on the Villa YouTube channel, he said he's more of a deep midfielder where Whelan and Bjarnason play. Obviously he's 26, he's a bit younger than Whelan and Jedinak, but he's got the legs, he can run, he can pass a ball, so hopefully he's a decent prospect. He came on for 10 minutes against Reading, didn't do much, but to be fair, he was on for 20 minutes, like what to expect. Hopefully he can get a bit more game time. Him, Horahan and McGinn in the midfield, I think decent, but what happens to him when Grealish comes back, I don't know, we can only see. So that's pretty much what happened in the whole of January in the transfer window. Do let me know your thoughts. Did you think it was a successful one? Do let me know, I'd be interested to see what you guys think. If you have enjoyed the video, please subscribe, If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, go and watch the Reading video from this morning. Thank you very much for watching, see you at Sheffield United, up the Villa.